Welcome back to the Story Highway, the place where hearts travel farther than roads, and stories shine brighter than headlights cutting through the night. Today's journey is one of quiet kindness, forgotten dreams, and a single lantern that changed an entire life. So sit back, breathe slow, and let this story remind you that even in the darkest moments, someone out there is shaping a light just for you. In a quiet American town, nestled between rolling hills and a silver-blue river, lived an old lantern maker named Mr. Allen, a gentle soul whose shop always smelled of warm wax and cedarwood. For 50 years, he crafted lanterns that glowed like pieces of captured sunlight, giving them to anyone who needed hope, warmth, or a reminder that darkness never stays forever. But in all those years, Mr. Allen had never made a lantern for himself. He believed his purpose was to brighten the paths of others, not his own. Across the street lived Emily Carter, a young woman who had once been full of ambition, but had slowly collapsed under the weight of self-doubt. She tried painting, writing, working at schools and cafes, but fear always whispered, "You're not enough," until she stopped trying altogether. Most days, she stayed indoors, watching life move without her. One stormy evening, when the entire town lost power, darkness swallowed every street, until a soft glow emerged outside Emily's window. Then another, and another. Soon the whole block shimmered with warm golden light. Mr. Allen had placed lanterns at every doorstep, turning the street into a pathway of stars. When Emily stepped outside, she found him adjusting the lantern at her stairs. She asked, "Why do you give these for free?" He smiled with eyes that had seen decades of night. "Because light is meant to be shared. Some people forget they deserve it." "And you?" she whispered. "Don't you need light?" Mr. Allen looked up at the glowing lanterns. "I've spent my whole life gathering enough inside me. But people like you, sometimes you just need to borrow a little until you find your own." His words softened something inside her. The next morning, Emily visited his shop. He looked frailer than she'd noticed before, coughing between sentences, hands shaking as he carved new frames. "Are you okay?" she asked. "Just old bones," he chuckled. "They're reminding me I'm running out of time." Something inside her clenched. "Let me help." His eyes widened. No one had offered help in years. From that day on, Emily came daily. She swept floors, polished wood, shaped bamboo rings, and listened to his stories about the people he had helped and the moments his lanterns had saved. Slowly, the shop filled with laughter, healing both of them in quiet, invisible ways. One afternoon, Mr. Allen handed her a small wooden box. Inside lay a broken, unfinished lantern. "I tried making this one for myself a long time ago," he said, "but I stopped. I didn't think I deserved my own light." Emily looked at him, heart aching. "Why wouldn't you deserve it?" His eyes softened. "Because I was waiting for someone who needed it more, someone who would finish it, not for me, but for themselves." She understood he meant her. Emily spent weeks repairing the lantern, sanding it smooth, carving delicate designs, engraving tiny stars around its rim. It became the most beautiful lantern she had ever seen, not because it was flawless, but because it carried both their pain and their hope. But one quiet morning, when she arrived at the shop, the door was ajar, tools untouched. The room still. Mr. Allen had passed away in his sleep, peacefully, softly like a flame, gently going out. Emily collapsed into tears, holding the lantern to her chest, as though it were the last piece of warmth in the world that evening. The entire town gathered for his memorial. People shared stories of how Mr. Allen's lanterns had guided them through storms, breakups, family losses, and nights when they felt too weak to continue. When Emily stepped forward, lantern in hand, her voice trembled, but her soul felt steady. "This is the last gift Mr. Allen ever gave," she said. "He asked me to finish it because he believed I still had a light inside me, one I had forgotten, and tonight I want you to see it." She lit the lantern. Golden light spilled across trees, water, and faces, scattering tiny star-shaped reflections everywhere. People gasped. It felt as though Mr. Allen stood among them, smiling softly, proud of the light they had all learned to carry. After that night, Emily reopened his shop, not to replace him, but to continue his purpose. Every lantern she crafted held a message carved on its base. Light is not something you find. It is something you decide to shine. And whenever someone walked in, feeling lost, broken, or afraid, Emily handed them a lantern and repeated the words that had saved her life. "Here, borrow this light until you find your own." Thank you for traveling with us on the Story Highway, where every mile is a feeling, and every story is a light you didn't know you needed. If Mr. Allen's journey touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Because somewhere out there, someone might be waiting for the lantern you share. Until our next story, keep your light alive.